to build off that, what the audio touched on was talking about the senses. This is an idea that I work with regularly. Go beyond the senses. So if you have notes, you have a pen, write it down. Go beyond the senses. That's the topic for today. Now, some people teach that you need to use your senses to create the life that you want. I disagree. I completely disagree with that perspective, and that is just because of what Bob has taught and what Neville Goddard teaches, okay? They teach, turn away from the senses. Do not go by what you see, hear, smell, taste, and touch, right? We always see it, right? The goal is to be rich, not look rich, right? It's because people are looking at the designer, they're looking at the car, they're looking at the house, and they're assuming, oh, they must be successful, they must be wealthy. You have to go, and then you always come to find out so-and-so doesn't have any money, so-and-so is not that successful, and things like that. So it's always, number one, go beyond the senses. When somebody tells you something, deny that. Trust me, guys, trust me. This is something you may not have heard before. If they tell you something, it's what you're hearing. You have to deny that. How does that thought make you feel? How do those words make you feel? That is your higher faculties. That is your intuition. So you turn away from your senses, you tap into your higher faculties. There's 5 senses and there's 6 higher faculties. Yes, 6 higher faculties. Remove the 5, master the 6. So I would take notes on that as well. Turn away from the senses and learn to work with the higher faculties, the spiritual side, the imagination, right? It takes 30 days to change a paradigm, 30 days to change a habit, 30 days to change a routine, implement a new idea. So you're not just gonna get this overnight. These are ideas you're gonna have to work with on a continuous basis. Deny the evidence of the senses and assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. I was working with a post yesterday, and I was working with the caption. What caption do we want to put? And feeling is the secret is where I pulled this from, and this is essentially where today's call is being derived from as well. It says, sensation precedes manifestation. Be careful of your moods and feelings because there is an unbroken chain between your moods, your emotions, and your physical, visible world. Think feeling only of the state desired. Think feeling only of the state desired. So you have to turn away from what you're seeing and you have to feel what you desire, what it is you want. But the idea is completely turning away from the senses. Turn away from what the back office says. Turn away from what volume says. Turn away from what your rank says. That is living through your senses. Turn away from what your account balance says. Deny the evidence of the senses and assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Assume what you want. It did not happen overnight. Number one was a decision. I had to decide that, I was gonna make this change. And it was the consistent effort over a longer period of time. To stay in the feeling, for me, you have to limit distractions. If your mind is running like a monkey going crazy, you can't think clearer. You can't quiet. It's called mental chatter. Take notes on this. Quiet the mental chatter. If you can really quiet what's going on in your mind and you can sit there, and it's called being present, living in the now. When you do that, you're so tuned in, tapped in, turned on to your higher self. So through repetition, through meditation, I'm reaching, it's a continuous process. I'm continuously reaching this state, right? When I meditate, I use my imagination to build the life that I want to live. Again, when I meditate, when I calm the mental chatter, when I get super, super in the now and present, that is when I create the life. I ask myself, okay, what am I doing? What's my priorities? How do I feel? How do I want to feel? Where am I going? And in that process, I start to build the future. I start to see myself doing some business deals. I start to see myself traveling to certain places, acquiring certain assets. And in that state, I start to create it and create it and create it. And because there's no conflict, there's no outside distractions, I tune in, I tap in to that image, and I assume that that is reality. I lay there. This is my reality. I'm seeing it. I'm grateful for it. Thank you, God. I love it. This is amazing. In that state, when there's no distractions and you're completely in the now, that's when you build the life. That's when you see it, you feel it, you assume it, you affirm it. And through doing that repetitiously, that starts to happen throughout your days. The mental chatter starts to quiet. The distractions, you don't notice them. I'm getting to a place where I'm kind of just operating, right? The flow state, you just are, right? You be that person. It's consistent effort. It's a great question, but how do you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled? You have to continuously, repetitiously build that vision of what you want and then affirm, this is my reality. This is what's happening. Yes, I love this. This is who I am. Write down 68 seconds. 68 seconds. Circle it, circle it, circle it, circle it, circle it. If you consciously focus on an idea for 68 seconds, that is how long it takes to suppress into the subconscious mind. That's not my number. I didn't just pull that out of the air. Through research, through development, through study, that is what has been found. It takes 68 seconds to influence the subconscious mind. So when you are in that state of overjoyed elation is what I describe it as. The more you do it, I'm gonna tell you, it gets addicting. Living in that state, it gets addicting and you want to feel like that all the time. It just euphoric elation is how I would describe it. Joy, complete joy to your core. When you reach that, hold it for 68 seconds. You may only be able to do it for 20 seconds day 1. Go for 25 seconds day 2. Go for 30 seconds day 3. If you fall back, it's okay. It's a continuous thing. The more you do it, the better you get. You hold that 68 seconds. Then, once you master these skills, they stay with you. Then it doesn't matter what you want. You call it the Miracle Manifester. That can be a book if you want. You can write that one down, the Miracle Manifester. And you can completely manifest anything you want, whenever you want, as quickly as you want. KT talked about it with his mentor. They would sit in a park and manifest butterflies. They would just place their focus on butterflies. And they would just sit there and be like, oh, there's a butterfly. There's 3 more butterflies. There's 7 butterflies. And they would just talk about how they would just manifest random things that they wanted into their vortex. Once you master this skill, you can apply it to anything. Sleep is the natural door into the subconscious. So you can do this or you can't do it, or you don't do this. It's up to you. You're gonna sleep regardless. You have the choice to kind of program your mind for 6 hours, 7 hours, if you want. I'm not gonna talk too much about it. It's a subject that I'm not too educated on, but I do it because Neville teaches it. I don't need to do all the research and ask all the questions and do all that kind of stuff. They say X, I trust Neville, I do what Neville says, and I get the results. But study it 20 minutes before bed, 20 minutes after you wake up. Your subconscious mind is completely wide open. Whatever ideas, whatever you're focused on before you go to bed and right after you wake up, your subconscious mind is completely wide open. It will likely accept the ideas, I guess, deeper and stronger. So when you wake up, be super conscious. I know we all do it. We grab our phone, we check our texts, we check Instagram. We all do it, of course. Consciously, this month, don't do that. For the next 26 days, just don't do that for the first 20 minutes of the day. Be present, express gratitude, set the intention for the day, and just see what happens. If nothing happens, then go back to checking Instagram and your text. That's fine. We're giving you ideas to just consider. Do I want to apply this? Do I want to implement this? The choice is ultimately up to you. But yes, Nano, sleep. You can program your mind. You can take advantage of those 6 hours when you're sleeping. You can impress ideas, listen to an audio, listen to a meditation. Of course, absolutely. The importance is there. We don't have to stress the importance of applying. Everybody knows you need to apply, you need to change. The question is, how do you do it, and why am I not doing it is the real question. The answer of why you're not doing it is something called a paradigm. You are programmed to not do it. You are programmed to not do it. You have a paradigm that just kind of kicks in and rejects the idea. We naturally reject things we don't understand. We naturally reject things we don't understand. You don't accept the change because it goes against the paradigm. It's foreign to you. It's uncomfortable. And we lack the discipline. Why is 97% of the people broke and 3%, earn all the money? Because 3% have the discipline. 3% have the discipline to actually apply it. That's the difference. You can it's just numbers. Take how many people are on this call, take the percentage of it, find 3% of how many people are on the call. That is, by statistics, the amount of people that are likely, again, not going to, are likely going to accept change, that are going to apply it, that are going to have the discipline to see the results. If you're on the call, your willingness to learn is a 10. Based on statistics, only 3% of you are going to apply it. That's it. It's because it's so foreign to you. It's so difficult. The paradigm is so strong. So you have to consciously make that decision. I'm going to change. I'm done with my current results. I'm done feeling like this. I need something different. If this is you, you need to change what you're doing. Insanity, doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, expecting a different result. You want something different? Do something different.